Hi guys, Alex Fortey here, the Art of Simple Golf with my buddy Alistair Davies. Now, we've just had a discussion and we're talking about why golfers regress. Because golf is a very frustrating game. It's always this constant path of wanting to improve, and that's like the golf bug, basically. But why can it get so frustrating for golfers when they seem or thought they've cracked it, and then either the next day, the next week, next month, it's gone? What has happened? And that's what we were discussing about, and he came out and basically said why golf lessons don't work. And that's pretty powerful coming from one of the top coaches around. So tell us, why don't golf lessons work?
Well, without talking myself out of a job,
Yeah.
what happens with a lot of golfers is when golf coaches work on their golf swings, they don't get the balance right. So what I mean by that is kind of a yin and yang in the golf swing. And Hardy talks about it quite well, the plus and minus system. Okay, so for example, if you had a very wide backswing and you went to make that narrower, the compensating move that's in there already that makes it wider on the way down would make it too wide on the way down. So you end up losing that yin and yang and end up with the incorrect impact. So the golf ball only knows impact. It doesn't care where you've been. It only cares about the collision and where the club comes from at that moment of contact. So what we need to do when we coach people is we need to make sure there's always an equilibrium or a balance so we get things right. And a perfect example, if I just push you there, Alex, and I'll just talk about this. So we imagine we've got a slicer who takes the golf club back way inside and then comes way over the top and slices, cuts across the ball. So that guy goes for a golf lesson and the golf coach says to him, take the golf club back straighter. Now he's got a textbook, beautiful looking takeaway. Backswing goes up as it would do normally, and then he's so used to coming down over from there, he still comes down over. But now he's actually further over than he was originally.
Because he's now in a better neutral position.
Correct. So instead of his topper's backswing being, say, here, he's now here, but he has the same downswing move. Yeah. So he's actually more cutting across the golf ball, but with a better looking backswing. Okay. So that golfer effectively has now become worse. Yeah. So we have to work on the downswing at the same time. Otherwise, you end up in a spot where you're in a bad place. Yeah. So that guy would have to work on the takeaway, ideally, and shallowing the downswing. Or he might work on shallowing the downswing first, and then takeaway secondly.
So that's where, looking at certain videos online about how to get into the perfect backswing position is kind of like trying to fit together a jigsaw from 4 different puzzles. So you're trying to create one picture out of 4 different puzzles, right? Because there's always a compensatory thing. Like whether it's strengthening the grip, whatever it might be, there's a consequence to every, even minor alteration.
100%, yeah.
So what can they do to sort of make sure they don't fall into that trap? Apart from find, a quality coach who can help them in person, or find good channels like yours and ours to be able to keep you on the right path without making it too complicated.
I think they've always got to go back to my big belief, evidence. So the ball flight is going to tell you all you need to go. Yeah. So you have to, and the expression I use a lot, and you probably heard me say this before, is feed what you need. So if the ball is slicing, we've got to do something to make that club face close more. Okay. That's feeding what you need, and that's not going to do you no harm. Yeah. If you're starting to work then on maybe your backswing plane or anything else that might be causing the issue, you need to understand the whole matrix to get things right. If you know the ball's moving left to right and you're doing something to make that club face increase its rate of closure through impact, you're not going to do yourself any harm. Yeah. So feeding what you need based on what the ball's doing. So if you're topping the ball a lot and you're looking at things, okay, a top shot has to be hit really from too shallow angle of attack. So the club's ascending.
So it's more about fixing the faults dependent on where the ball is going, as opposed to just plucking stuff arbitrarily. Say, oh yeah, I want to be in this position or this position.
If you're looking for a solution via YouTube or an internet source, you have to look at the thing you want to fix and then look at that diligently, rather than looking at different concepts and different ideas for the whole mechanism, because then you will get lost.
Well, because you can get mixed up with stack and tilt, you can get mixed up with 2 plane, 1 plane, whatever it might be, and all of a sudden you got this mismatch of a golf swing from contradicting information, and that's where a lot of the headaches in modern golf has come from.
Yeah, you have to understand what you're doing if you're going to mix things up. Yeah. But if you always work around evidence of what's the ball doing, the ball won't lie. So you need then to change the things that are going to make the ball flight go where you want it, whether that be a draw shot, a fade shot. a higher shot or a lower shot. If you're in front of a golf coach, the golf coach is making these kind of decisions for you.
Yeah.
But sometimes, as I said, when you work only on one thing, and the golf coach might think he's doing the right job of giving you one simple thing to work on.
Yeah.
If your swing regresses because you have the compensating action in there already built in DNA-wise, then you're going to end up in a worse place. And you'll go, these golf lessons don't work, I've wasted my money. And quite often, a lot of people who have golf lessons will go straight from the lesson tee straight to the first tee and play and expect it to be working as well. So we have to tell our brain what we want it to do. We have to program ourselves a bit.
For sure. Have to
So
give it a chance.
That's a different subject, maybe.
Yeah. Okay, well, there you go. There's a reason why golf lessons haven't been working for you in the past and why regression occurs. So, you know, the points are, there's a compensation to everything you do. So be wary about the things you apply and understand what you're trying to even fix in the first place. And is it exactly relevant to that? Is that about right?
Yeah.
There we go. Enjoy that. Now, if you want to get some more free tips, like and subscribe to the video. And if you want to join our newsletter where you get a great free series of lessons, just go to theartofsimplegolf.com/free.